like and subscribe, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week. One thing that still stands impressively is not judging by the cover. But did you know that some of these lovely critters have the most terrifying mouths? These deadliest animal mouths, from the leatherback sea turtle to the great white shark, will give you the shivers. Number 15. Leatherback sea turtle. What do you think of the fact that the leatherback turtle are the largest turtles on Earth with leather-like shells? Pretty cool, right? But you'll be surprised and shocked when it yawns. It's lined with spiked teeth right from the mouth to its gut. The spikes are for grinding jellyfish or any boneless creature that tends to be annoyingly slippery. To humans, it doesn't do much damage considering they're just rubber-like protrusions. Besides, who wouldn't love these majestic creatures? Number 14. Lamprey. If you ask me, I'd say that it's kinda scary for a parasitic fish of this size to have such ugly teeth. It has a size of 6 to 24 inches, with their mouths filled with small sharp teeth and a file-like tongue just for puncturing the skin and sucking the life out of fish. I know it sounds like too much, but it mostly attacks the fish's size. Its mouth helps it take the most. No wonder most of its victims barely live. It's not strong enough to claim a human, though its bite is quite painful and maybe you'll get some life-threatening infections that you'll probably get through. Number 13. Hippo. The hippo has gained fame across most African countries as its mouth constantly amazes many. Its mouth can open up to a whole 180 degrees, and its tongue has a force of 12,600 kPa, making it the animal with the largest mouth on land. That's not the only thing. It has abnormally large tusk-like canines and razor-sharp incisors. No wonder it bit a human in half. Sorry, that came out all wrong. But try not to find out why, because this big bad right here won't know if you're just playing. Number 12. Goose. As beautiful as this gracious bird looks, it almost sounds made up when I tell you it has teeth. I know it's actually impossible for a bird to have such, but it is what it is. Geese have what's called tomium, which are hard, spiky cartilage that extend inside the mouth from the beak. Its tongue is also lined with spikes on both sides that help in ripping grass or vegetation and sometimes small animals they prey on. Geese do get territorial if messed with, but they also give amazingly good gooseneck hugs. Number 11. Pacu fish. Now that we're talking about the pacu fish, it's got me thinking, are we related in some way? Being a relative to the piranha is a shock that this South American fish has teeth that resemble humans. In fact, it doesn't eat meat like the piranha. These human-like teeth are used for grinding food as they're vegetarian and crush some shells occasionally. I still can't get it off my mind. Maybe we're related by just a teeny tiny percentage, don't you think? Number 10. Camel. These are the most common desert animals, and their respect as the conquerors of the desert outfits their ugly side. Personally, I've seen it so often that I almost didn't notice how hideous its mouth looks. They have very thick lips that are split in two to ease grazing and 34 strong teeth that can crush wood. The male camels tend to have protruding sharp canines, which you can easily tell can be dangerous if needed. One more interesting thing about camels is that they'll spit when they feel threatened. So, if you're keen enough, you'll see the sign and walk away. I can't imagine what happens to those who fail to read between the lines. Number 9. GHARIAL. Some of you must be wondering why it looks like a crocodile. That's because it is, but with a slimmer mouth, which is way scarier than the crocodile. GHARIAL's jaws are equipped with 110 needle-like teeth that are specialized for devouring fish. Its snout-like mouth is for snapping fish and quickly swimming through the water. All that should scare us is its mouth, since GHARIALs don't attack humans unless they're protecting their kids. which is exactly what any mother would do. Number 8. Lion. While their growls send shivers down your spine, one look at their maws will utterly make you gasp. Their mouths are covered with papillae, tiny spines facing backwards for scraping flesh from bone. These spines are so strong that only a few licks will leave only bones. Like other apex predators, lions feed on meat using their strong teeth that can break down bone. All this is made possible by their teeth, which you can yield are a force of 650 pounds per square inch. Terrifying, right? Number 7. Sarcastic fringe head. It gets its name from the little fringe-like appendages above their eyes and how they get sarcastically aggressive. This small yet fascinating creature is common on the coast of California in the Northwest Pacific Ocean. They can grow up to 12 inches and spend most of their lives in shells. What's interesting about this sarcastic fringe head is how territorial it can be. Whenever it detects an intruder, the sarcastic fringe head opens its mouth as wide as it can just to intimidate its rivals. They'd wrestle until one of them lost, and you'd think they were kissing. Their needle-like teeth attack their targets and are known to feed on small planktons or small eggs. Because of their hostility, these creatures are nowhere near extinction since they never back down from a fight. I wouldn't test its patience either. Number 6. Mandrill. This monkey species has markings on its face that almost look like the famous Joker from the movies. While many find this funny, its mouth is where we draw the line. These creatures have dangerously large canines that would freak you out. They're omnivorous creatures that eat plants and small animals. Messing with the mandrills should be the last thing you ever think of, as they're easily provoked. It's a good thing they don't devour humans. Number 5. Black mamba. Most of you associate its name with the color, but that's not entirely true. It actually gets its name from its black mouth, which, with what it can do in a few minutes, certifies it to be the color of death. Apart from knowing the black mamba from its terrors, here's what you missed. They have hollow fangs that technically work like a syringe for injection of venom, which in 5 minutes can either leave you paralyzed or lifeless. The venom carried in its teeth can claim 8 to 10 people at a go, making them the deadliest snakes on Earth. It has a wicked black tongue, which most of the time is a sign of domination. Stories of the black mamba still remain unmatched, so for your own sake, run for your life if you encounter it. Number 4. Basking shark. Just like us humans, if it ever gets too cold for the basking shark, it swims to the surface for warmth, hence the name. The basking shark is the second largest fish found all over the oceans of the world, weighing up to 8,500 pounds, with a length of around 40 feet. The interesting fact about its mouth is how it's lined with 5 gill slits on either side of the head, and it can open up to 4 feet wide, which they use to filter zooplankton. It also has 300 small hooked teeth that serve the same filtering purpose. This shark isn't one known for being aggressive, not because it can, but because it's a filter feeder. If you come across this basking shark, don't panic too much. Number 3. Goblin shark. This shark was first discovered in the deep waters of Japan, and since then, it's been surprising everyone. First, it has a very ugly mouth with sharp teeth that aren't arranged in any proper order. Its top and bottom teeth are attached to bands of skin tissue tucked into its mouth. Secondly, when prey is unidentified but can't be reached, it uses its slingshot abilities to reach the prey. This helps its mouth stretch like an elastic tissue for nubbing and grabbing. You might think that its prey doesn't notice the extension and get away, but that's the exact opposite. Their jaws are remarkably fast, like a slingshot. As terrifying as it is, it harms no humans, and it too is sometimes a victim of blue sharks. Number 2. Dracula fish. If you were wondering if vampires are real, well, here's your answer and proof. Straight from the Amazon waters, meet the payara, which is commonly known as the Dracula fish. You must have already guessed that it got its name from the two sharp canines that can grow up to 6 inches. In addition to that, they have spiky daggers that line their gums. Payaras are cannibals that eat other fish, mostly the smaller ones like tetras, trout, and shrimp. It's to be noted that Dracula fish aren't scared of bigger fish to the point that they could literally eat a piranha for supper. This fish also has vampire traits like hunting at night, catching prey, and sucking out their blood. Since I've never seen a real vampire myself, maybe the characters I see on TV are based on this fish. Number 1. Great white shark. Okay, I get it. It has bad, scary teeth. But could we put our dental differences aside and celebrate its greatness? Good. They have a slate gray upper body that blends with the rocky coastal seafloor with white underbellies. Their powerful tails can propel them up to 15 miles an hour, making it almost impossible to escape them. Their large mouths, which are lined with 300 serrated triangular teeth that are arranged in several rows, open up for both upper and lower jaws. The jaws can open up to 20 feet, making it the deadliest of all sharks. The great white shark is the worst nightmare you'll ever have.